What is up, you guys, and thank you so much for joining me. Today we are installing new headlights, tail lights, and a third brake light on the Duramax. Now we're going to start off with doing the headlight first. We went with the brand Spyder. In my opinion, these are the best aftermarket headlights you can use. And again, that's just my opinion, but I've had great luck in the past with using those on previous vehicles. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the stock headlights. Then I'll show you guys how to wire up the aftermarket headlights. We can get them installed, see what they look like. Before we can get to removing the headlight, we got to remove the grill first. And actually, speaking of the grill, I did want to wait until I could make it not chrome, but I did try and wrap it white to color match everything, but it turns out I am not a wrapper. Now, I didn't look anything up on it. After doing it, I know that I could probably have done it a lot better because it didn't end well for me. I can barely wrap a Christmas present, so I don't know why I was trying that. But I might attempt it again in the future. We might just scuff this down and reshoot it, but I didn't want it to hold me up from getting the new headlights and taillights and all that installed. So for now, unfortunately, the grill's gonna have to stay chrome until I can figure out if I'm gonna paint it or reattempt to wrap it. Also, let me know if you guys would rather me color match everything white or if I should just do it black and then maybe do the emblem white. I kind of want it all white to color match, but anyway, moving on. We're gonna go ahead and remove all these little body clips right here, and then there's gonna be a couple 10mm screws, and then we can pull the grill out. In case you were unable to see it, we have a 10mm bolt there, there, and there. Then we've also got these clips that are holding the grill in right there. I'm just gonna go ahead and take needle nose pliers, pinch those, and they'll pop right out. We also have those here, 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 and here. Then the grill will just pop right out. Okay, grill's out. Couldn't find my needle nose, had to use my fingers. Don't recommend it. Now we need to move on to pulling this fender liner back. There's gonna be a 10mm right there, and then a 7mm right there. And then we can fold the fender liner back and get to the one 10mm bolt that's holding the headlight in behind here. I just went ahead and undid those screws off camera, and then right up under here, you can see that 10mm right there. We need to get that out. Then we can worry about the top bolts, then we can pull the headlight out. Once the bolt behind the fender liner is taken care of, we've got this 10mm right here and this 10mm right here, and the headlight should just come right out. Now my dad did have to make this little bracket when they were putting the headlights back in after painting the whole fender and everything after the accident, because this tab right here is broken right off, so it wouldn't hold into place, and he knew I had those headlights, so I wanted to keep these stock ones instead of buying a new stock one when I didn't need it. Now the headlight should just come right out now. Twist it in a little bit. There we go. You just need to disconnect it from the harness. Set that right there. Now that we've got the old headlight out, we can go ahead and remove the wiring harness, because you are going to need it for the new headlight setup. Set that off to the side. Real quick, so it appears that this harness is an aftermarket harness for the headlights, because this socket was not going to fit in there. Trying to get it to focus a little bit. I had to cut that tab down right there and then make this one shorter right here. I had to do it for both of them. Now they're fitting. I'm probably going to order an OEM harness just in case, but for now we're going to be able to make that work. Okay, now that that crisis has been averted, got the headlight right here, got you guys zoomed in so you guys can kind of see what's going on here. Now I can finally get these marker lights put in, hopefully. Not as smooth because I have to put them in a little backwards here. Top one. Okay, marker lights are finally in. Now we can plug the rest of the harness in. Right here we got the high beams, then the low beams right here. Now that tab did break off, so I am gonna have to zip tie it right here. Yeah, I'm definitely just gonna go ahead and get a new harness altogether because this is gonna be kind of janky setup. But for now, we're gonna make it work. Okay, not the best, but that's gonna work for now. We're gonna call that good. Now we gotta take these little wires right here. We got the ground and the power for that little LED bar in the headlight. We're gonna go ahead and wire it right into the marker lights right here. Now there's 3 wires. There's gonna be a blue, a red, and a black. We're gonna tap into the black for the ground. The black will go to black and the red will go to red. Hopefully you guys can see a little better. So what we're gonna be using to tap these is these T-taps right here. We're gonna start off with the ground one right here. Got the female end on there. Then we need to put the female end on the red wire. Now we need to put the male ends on these wires right here. And now the power wire. Now I can plug the T-taps in. Slide in just like that. We should be good to go. Give you guys a little close-up. That's what it should look like right there. Let's get the headlight in. Now we just need to plug the harness back in. I'm just gonna set these in so we can test them, make sure it works. There we go. The headlights on the cat eye are so much easier. I bolt in to hold it in place. How do we make sure they work? Oh, heck yeah. That bar is a lot brighter than I thought it was gonna be. Make sure the turn signals work. Nice. We're gonna take care of that hyper flashing later in the video. Super pumped on how that looks. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish bolting that in, get the passenger side done, and then we can move on to the tail lights, get the third brake light, and then we can see how all of it looks together. Bam, we've got the passenger side in, we got the grill in, everything's good to go. I'm extremely happy with how it looks, even against the chrome grill. I'm glad I just went ahead and did it. I cannot wait to see what it looks like with the grill color match, because I think those are gonna pop even more. I did want to tell you guys, I am gonna be ceramic coating them with some Armor Shield by Avalon King. You guys don't have to do it, but I'm going to be doing it because I know that these aftermarket lenses, they do fade a little prematurely compared to OEM. So I just want to protect them from the sun, and we got winter coming up. This should help a lot. If you guys are interested, I will put a link in the description below. Real quick, just want to show you guys how I go about it. I'm going to hit it with some IPA. Now they're already clean. I just want to make sure and get all the grease from my fingerprints and everything off. Just need to put a couple drops on the applicator pad here. And we just go ahead and run it across the headlight. And then once that flashes, we're gonna hit it with a microfiber towel to get it off. Now when it flashes, I couldn't get it up on camera, but it'll look like a little oil slick. And when I applied it, I went across, and then I went up and down. Now we're good to go. It's all buffed off. I won't lie, when I was buffing it, the lens already did feel a lot smoother. I will say though, if you go to do this, wait at least 48 hours until you get the vehicle wet or wash it. That way it gives it good time to cure up. And I still need to do the mirrors as well. Now we can move on to the taillights. Got the truck backed in. Now after looking at how clean the front looks, I'm super bummed with the rear right now. We're still waiting on the bumper brackets so I can get the back bumper all put back together, pushed back to where it's supposed to be, get the new plastics on. I've got the painted bumper ends right there, and should be looking good here shortly. Now we've got the taillights right here. Once I saw these, I knew I needed them. I'm super excited to get these in right now. They are from Junye. I'm gonna butcher that, so we're gonna go ahead and put the link in the description below, and you guys can go ahead and check them out from there. The cool thing is that they did come with these resistors right here, which will help fight the hyperflash issue, because with LED taillights, or LED lights in general, it will create that hyperflash when you turn the turn signals on. And you can just buy these off Amazon as well. If I can find a link, I will put them in the description below as well. These should be plug and play with these taillights. And for this gig, all we need is a Phillips head screwdriver. Now all we have is these two screws right here, and the whole taillight will come out. And that is crusty in there. Pull these free. She does look a little rough in there. This was a Canadian truck before I picked her up. Anyway, so those aftermarket taillights that were in there only utilized these two right here, and then they capped this off. So we're gonna actually use all three of these for the new taillights. Now to install the resistor, it's just got some tape right here, which is nice because I can just set it right here and out of the way, snap it in, and we're good to go. Now hooking these up are no different than you would if you just had regular bulbs. Just plug them in right here, and then there's nothing going to this one, but it'll turn in right there just to keep that closed. Took all the wiring in, and it locks into place like normal. Now before we install it, I did move the resistor to right here, because having it right in this spot, it was gonna run right into the actual frame of the bed. So I got it out of the way now. Just wanted to make sure and note that so you guys don't make the same mistake I did. Now it's just like removing it, get it up into place. Now we have some new, better hardware. Got both sides installed. Go ahead and take the plastic off. Oh, that feels nice. Yeah, I like that. Heck yeah. Brake lights work. Ah. Okay, well, passenger side still doing the hyper flash, but driver side is how it should be. So there's probably something else I gotta look into. But for now, they look great. Very happy with that. And now we move on to the third brake light. Now this is a very easy install. There's only 2 screws and 1 connection. This did come with a gasket. Let's get it installed. And like I said, we got 2 screws right here, 2 Phillips. Make sure to drop your screwdriver. Disconnect that. Cleaned up around the edge a little bit as best I could. Take the gasket, take the tape off. Take this part of the gasket off. Good. What it looks like. Okay, those light up. See if the brake light works. Hopefully it looks cool because I can see it. Other than the passenger side still hyper flashing, I'm very happy with how the headlights, the taillights, and the third brake light came out with. Now I can't wait to get the fender flares on, the bed rail caps, everything else that we have ready to go on it. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and take her outside, see what it looks like in the dark, and we'll call this video good. So get up nice and close here. Oh, those are so sick. Super pumped with how those came out. Quick shot of the taillights. Not a bad look. Also got the turn signal issue figured out. I just took it apart and then put it back together and it works now. So very happy with that. Out of the front with the turn signals on. Extremely pumped with how that came out. Very happy with it. Now if you guys have any questions, as always, comment below. It is time for me to get some food. This video is over. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night.